Rang Undang-Undang Kerajaan. Bacaan kali yang pertama. Supply 2024 Bill 2023, Premier of Sarawak, Minister for Finance and New Economy.
Terima kasih, Dato' Ahmad Speaker. I beg to introduce a bill entitled an ordinance to apply a sum out of the consolidated fund for the service of the year 2024 be read the first time.
Supply 2024 Bill 2023.
Terima kasih, Dato' Ahmad Speaker. I wish to give notice that this bill will be read a second time today.
Rang Undang-Undang Kerajaan. Bacaan kali yang pertama. Sarawak Ombudsman Bill 2023. Deputy Premier, Second Minister for Natural Resources and Urban Development, Minister for International Trade, Industry and Investment.
Thank you, Dato' Ahmad Speaker. I beg to introduce the Sarawak Ombudsman Bill 2023 be read first time.
Sarawak Ombudsman Bill 2023.
And I wish to give notice that this bill will be read for the second time today, 20th November 2023.
Rang Undang-Undang Kerajaan. Bacaan kali yang pertama. Environment Reduction of Greenhouse Gases Emission Bill 2023. Deputy Minister in Premier Department Law, MA 63 and State Federal Relation.
Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, I beg to introduce the Environment Introduction of Greenhouse Gases Emission Bill 2023 be read the first time.
Environment Reduction of Greenhouse Gases Emission Bill 2023.
I wish to give notice that this bill will be read for the second time today. Thank you.
Rang Undang-Undang Kerajaan. Bacaan kali yang pertama. Distribution of Gas Amendment Bill 2023. Minister for Utility and Telecommunication.
I beg to introduce the Distribution of Gas Amendment Bill 2023 be read a first time.
Rang Undang-Undang. Distribution of Gas Amendment Bill 2023.
I wish to give notice that this bill would be read a second time on the 21st November 2023.
Rang Undang-Undang Kerajaan. Bacaan kali yang pertama. Electricity Amendment Bill 2023. Minister for Utility and Telecommunication.
I beg to introduce the Electricity Amendment Bill 2023 be read a first time.
Electricity Amendment Bill 2023.
I wish to give notice that this bill would be read a second time on the 21st November 2023.
Rang Undang-Undang Kerajaan. Bacaan kali yang kedua. Supply 2024 Bill 2023. Premier of Sarawak, Minister for Finance and New Economy.
Terima kasih, Dato' Ahmad Speaker. Saya mohon mencadangkan supaya rang undang-undang bertajuk suatu ordinans bagi menggunakan sejumlah wang daripada kumpulan wang disatukan untuk perkhidmatan bagi tahun 2024 dan bagi memperuntukkan wang itu untuk perkhidmatan tahun itu dibacakan bagi kali kedua. Tuan Sri Tuan Speaker, Alhamdulillah, saya ingin merafakkan kesyukuran setinggi-tingginya kehadrat Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Kerana dengan izinnya saya berpeluang untuk membentangkan bajet negeri Sarawak tahun 2024 dalam Dewan yang mulia ini. Tuan Sri Tuan Speaker, before I delve into the 2024 state budget, I would like to update this August House with an overview of the economic performance and challenges in 2023 and the outlook for 2024 as the backdrop for the 2024 state budget proposal. Economic performance 2023 and prospect for 2024. Tuan Sri Tuan Speaker, global economy. The global economy is undergoing a gradual and uneven recovery, with economic activities generally still falling short of its pre-pandemic path, especially in emerging markets and developing economies. The prolonged effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and now the conflict in the Middle East, as well as the persistent issues related to the cost of living, continue to weigh on global economic recovery. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, in its October 2023 report, forecasted global growth to slow from 3.5% in 2022 to 3.0% this year due to subdued manufacturing activities. While the United States economy is anticipated to remain strong at 2.1%, with its resilience in consumption and investment, economic activity in Euro area is subdued. Growth momentum has been weak, anticipated to slow down from 3.3% in 2022 to 0.7% in 2023 as consumer demand suffers from high inflation. Growth in emerging markets and developing economies, especially low-income countries, experience weaker recoveries, exacerbated by higher interest rate, depreciated currencies, and tighter financing conditions. On the other hand, China's economy continues to recovery path despite slower than anticipated growth due to moderation in export demand and faltering real estate investment. Overall, China's economic growth is forecasted at 5% in 2023. World trade growth is expected to decline from 5.1% in 2022 to 0.9% in 2023, reflecting the weaker path of global demand and the shift towards domestic services. The fall in energy prices and, to a lesser extent, food prices are expected to support the declining global inflation, which is expected at 6.9% in 2023 compared with 8.7% in 2022. The trend is expected to continue into 2024, registering a global inflation of 5.8%. In 2024, IMF expects the global economy to slow further to 2.9%, owing to the impact of higher interest rates, mounting geopolitical uncertainties, and the fallout from the Middle East conflict, particularly oil prices. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, Malaysia Economic Performance 2023 and Prospect for 2024. Amid global economic uncertainties, Malaysia's economy is resilient and continues expanding. In the first half of 2023, Malaysia's economy grew by 4.2%, supported by strong domestic demand, particularly private expenditures. Tourism flourishes, with foreign visitors reaching nearly 30 million, tripling the numbers in 2022, rejuvenating growth of the services sector. At the same time, the nation continues to attract foreign investors, securing 132.6 billion ringgit in approved investment for the first half of 2023. The labor market remains strong, with an unemployment rate of 3.5% in the first half of 2023, indicating the trend of the labor market is returning to the pre-pandemic level. Inflation declined from 3.0% to 2.8% in the first 8 months of 2023, compared with the corresponding period in 2022. In 2024, Malaysia's economy is forecasted to expand between 4.0% and 5.0%, driven by growth across all sectors and improved global trade prospects. The upcoming implementation of the Madani economic reforms is expected to support the growth further for 2024. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, Sarawak Economic Performance 2023 and Prospect for 2024. The Sarawak economy continues to expand despite the challenging global environment. We anticipate that Sarawak economy will grow between 4.0% and 5.0% in 2023, supported by domestic demand. The services sector is the main driver of growth, with improvement in wholesale and retail trade, restaurants, accommodation, and transportation and storage industries. Sarawak's resilient economy and our initiative to bring in international events in Sarawak have also encouraged more visitor arrivals, doubling from 2.45 million from January to September last year to 5.12 million in 2023. Supported by visitor spending and higher consumer spending, we foresee the services sector will remain strong, with a projected growth of 9.0% in 2023. Growth in the manufacturing sector is expected to moderate to 3.3% in 2023. Production of LNG declined in the first half of 2023 following feed gas supply interruptions, unplanned shutdowns, and sluggish external demand. The situation is expected to improve in the second half of 2023 with feed gas supply coming from Penggal field. Manufacture of wood products also experienced a slowdown in the first half of 2023 due to weak international market demand. The mining sector is expected to contract by 0.1% in 2023. Production of crude oil slowed in the second quarter of 2023. At the same time, production of natural gas also declined due to unplanned plant shutdowns. Meanwhile, the oil palm subsector has performed favorably in the first 9 months of 2023, driving growth of the agriculture sector. Production of crude palm oil and palm kernel oil increased by 5.3% and 4.3% respectively compared to the same period in 2022. CPO price is projected to trade lower compared to 2022 within the range of 3,500 ringgit to 4,000 ringgit per ton. Overall, the agriculture sector is expected to expand by 3.0% in 2023. The construction sector is expected to sustain its positive momentum and grow by 5.7% in 2023. In the first half of 2023, the construction sector has shown a significant increase in the implementation of non-residential projects. Further supporting the growth of this sector is the continuous implementation of strategic infrastructure and utilities projects approved under 12th Malaysia Plan. Tuan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, the demand side. On the demand front, growth is expected to be sustained by domestic demand, particularly from private sector expenditure. In 2023, private consumption is expected to grow by 5.3%, supported by improvement in the labour market. The continuation of the monthly electricity bill discount initiative until the end of the year under the Sarawak Kusayang Special Aid is expected to boost consumer spending. Private investment is projected to register a growth of 4.2% in 2023. Indicators showed that from January to September 2023, a total of 3.5 billion ringgit has been approved under the manufacturing sector. This includes investment to expand existing production of foil and electrical and electronic products. The realization of the approved investment will have a tremendous spillover effect on the economy. Investment in capital goods has expanded during the January to August period. To stimulate the growth of the economy, the government is also continuously investing in the development of digital and physical infrastructures. Among others, these investments include the construction of telco towers, implementation of Project Raya, digitalization of the Sarawak water supply system, coastal road network, second trunk road, Sarawak water grid, and Google electrification scheme project. For 2023, we expect public expenditure to expand by 3.1%, with an allocation of 5.8 billion ringgit to Sarawak for development purposes from the federal government, as announced by Yang former Prime Minister in his recent 2024 budget speech. This will further drive public investment and spur Sarawak economy in 2024. Meanwhile, public consumption is expected to increase by 9.0% in 2023, supported by continued spending on emoluments and other operating expenditures, including the celebration of Sarawak's 60th year of independence. As for external demand, there is an observed decline in growth for both exports and imports. For the first 8 months of 2023, the total external trade declined by 11.4% from 141.7 billion ringgit in 2022 to 125.5 billion ringgit in 2023. Exports contracted by 15.7%, whilst imports contracted by 0.9%. By and large, the contracted export growth was due to lower demand for LNG and crude petroleum, plus moderation in commodity prices. In addition, the value of export from crude palm oil also contracted by 30.5%. The Brent crude oil price is expected to average at USD 85 per barrel in 2023, compared with USD 100.9 per barrel in 2022. As an open economy, Sarawak is not spared from external factors, leading to a moderation in GDP for 2023. However, maintaining a resilient domestic economy helps to cushion the impact experienced by slower external demand. With an anticipation that global trade will improve in 2024, coupled with an improvement in inflation, Sarawak economy is projected to grow between 5.0% and 6.0% in 2024. Tuan Sri Datuk Amat Speaker, inflation. Prolonged geopolitical uncertainties and global inflationary pressures have disrupted the flow of basic resources and supply chains globally. From January to August, Sarawak inflation rose from 2.6% in 2022 to 3.5% in 2023. This is mainly due to increased inflation for food and non-alcoholic beverages. However, there is also a sign that inflation is softening. Overall, inflation in Sarawak is expected at 3.3% to 3.5% in 2023. Labour market. Sarawak is expected to enjoy a stabilized labour market with more jobs to be created and unemployment to remain between 3.0% and 3.5% in 2023. In the first half of 2023, Sarawak continues to experience full employment, with unemployment registered at 3.5%. From January to July 2023, Sarawak recorded a total of about 119,000 registered vacancies. Out of this, 17.5% is for a highly skilled workforce. Tuan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, Sarawak high income status. Recently, the World Bank has qualified Sarawak as a high income state along with wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur, wilayah Persekutuan Labuan, and Pulau Pinang. This means our gross national income, GNI, per capita has exceeded the World Bank's high income threshold classification of USD 13,845. In fact, based on the World Atlas method of calculations, Sarawak GNI per capita reached USD 18,360 in 2022. We welcome this timely recognition as it will enhance Sarawak's reputation globally and enable us to attract more quality investments, partnerships, collaborations, and create more high-paying jobs for our people, especially in the digital and green economy. This will also attract more talent, especially among the Sarawak diaspora, for them to help in augmenting the Sarawak development agenda. As outlined in Sarawak Post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030, we are committed to improving the monthly household income of Sarawakians from 4,544 ringgit to 15,000 ringgit by 2030. This is more meaningful than the GNI per capita, which is broadly an indicator of a state's overall economic capacity. This is the very reason why my administration is working diligently to, one, accelerate infrastructure development throughout the state to facilitate inclusive socio-economic development and ultimately improve our people's overall quality of life. Sarawakians will also be able to enjoy better access to education, healthcare, housing, and other essential services. 2. Invest in human capital and entrepreneurship development to ensure our people are equipped with the right skills to improve employability and meet the needs of the growing new economy. 3. Invest in research and development, innovation hubs and technologies, and cutting-edge solutions to enhance Sarawak's competitiveness and resilience in the global market. 4. Diversify our economy to reduce dependency on specific industries, thus generating more jobs and business opportunities. And 5. Implement socio-economic programs for inclusive and equitable development. Tan Sri Dr. Ahmad Speaker, financial performance of the state in 2023. Before I present the proposed 2024 state budget, I would like to update this August House on the state financial performance for 2023. For information of this August House, as of October 2023, our revenue collection stands at 11,630 million, or 11.630 billion, which has surpassed our original revenue estimate of 11,035 million. That is 11.035 million. That is end of October. We anticipate that our revenue collection will be better than that of 2022. Based on our revenue performance thus far, our revenue collection for this year is projected to be 12,718 million, or 12.718 billion, an increase by 808 million ringgit, or 7%, as compared to 2022 revenue collection of 11,910 million. This will be Sarawak's record-breaking and highest ever revenue collection in its history. The actual revenue collection of 11,630 million is mainly from the following major sources as end of October. 1. Sales tax SST of 4,231 million comprises SST from A. Petroleum products of 3,424 million, B. Crude palm oil and palm kernel oil of 630 million, aluminium of 103 million, lottery of 62 million, timber products of 8 million, and coal of 4 million. 2. Cash compensation in lieu of oil and gas rights of 2,000 862 million. 3. Dividend of 2,096 million. 4. Interest and return from investment, 748 million. Raw water royalty, 496 million. Land premium, 213 million. And 7. Forestry, 263 million. 8. Cash compensation in lieu of imports and excise duties on petroleum products, 120 million. 9. Federal grants and reimbursement of 270 million. And 10. Other sources such as mining royalties, water sales, and land rent of 331 million. Expenditure 2023. The 2023 ordinary expenditure has been revised upwards from 10,797 million or 10.797 billion to 11,165 million or 11.165 billion, an increase of 668 million or 3.4% as approved in the last Dewan Undangan Negeri sitting. As of October 2023, 8,358 million or 8.358 billion or 75% of the ordinary expenditure has been expended, of which 3,258 million was expended for operating purposes, while 5,100 million was appropriated to the statutory funds. As for development expenditure, 5,662 million out of 8,006 million or 71% has been expended for the same period. As the development momentum continues to pick up and project implementation intensifies, the expenditure is expected to increase towards the end of the year. Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, State Budget Proposal for 2024. I would like now to table the 2024 State Budget Proposal with the theme, Development for All, together building a prosperous, sustainable and united Sarawak. This theme is more than just a guiding principle. It is our unwavering commitment to the people of Sarawak under this government. This budget is meticulously crafted to ensure that development touches every corner of our state and bridges gaps between the urban and rural areas to propel Sarawak towards a future where prosperity is not just a dream for the few, but a reality for all. This budget strikes a balance between responding to immediate challenges that we are now facing, creating more opportunities for Sarawakians, laying a strong foundation for a more resilient and secure economy, while at the same time ensuring a long-term fiscal sustainability. The budget will deliver cost of living relief in some areas to reduce financial burden of low and middle income groups, make targeted investment, and continue to implement vital programs and projects for the benefit of the rakyat. The 2024 state budget will continue to be an expansionary budget to boost government spending and will stimulate the state's economic growth. This budget proposes to increase the operating and development expenditure from 11,503 million ringgit in 2023, that is 11.503 billion in 2023, to 13,601 million ringgit in 2024, an increase of 2,098 million or 18%. In a nutshell, the 2024 budget is framed across 12 strategic thrusts as follows. First, accelerating economic growth. Second, stimulating regional and rural development. Third, promoting investment, entrepreneurship, and SMEs. Fourth, transforming Sarawak into a competitive and resilient economy. Fifth, strengthening human capital and talent development. Sixth, intensifying digital transformation. Seven, promoting environmental sustainability. Eight, strengthening social welfare and safety net. 9, promoting sports and youth empowerment. 10, developing an innovation-based and knowledge-oriented economy. 11, combating poverty and enhance people's well-being. 12, enhancing government capacity and service delivery. Tan Sri Dr. Mas Speaker, Revenue Estimate 2024. The government is projected to collect a revenue of 12,749 million ringgit. That is 12.749 billion in 2024. This is the highest revenue ever projected, reflecting our commitment to strengthening the state fiscal position. As crude palm oil, petroleum and gas commodities are the main contributors to the state revenue, of which their prices are dictated by global market, we chose to be prudent and take a conservative approach in preparing the 2024 revenue estimate. The state's revenue estimate is derived from the following major sources. 1, tax revenue, totaling 5,704 million ringgit, or 5.704 billion, or 45% of the total expected revenue in 2024, comprising the following. A, 4,572 million ringgit, or 4.572 billion from state sales tax, of which 3,534 million, or 3.534 billion from crude oil, liquefied natural gas and other petroleum products, 850 million ringgit from crude palm oil and crude palm kernel oil, 80 million ringgit from aluminium products, 70 million ringgit from lottery, 33 million ringgit from timber products, while the remaining 5 million from coal. B. 600 million ringgit from raw water royalty. C. 290 million ringgit from forest royalty, timber premium and tariff. And D. 242 million ringgit from mining royalties, land rents and others. 2. Non-tax revenue is estimated at 6,390 million ringgit, or 6.390 billion, or 50%, mainly derived from the following sources: A. 2,862 million, or 2.862 billion from cash compensation in lieu of oil and gas rights. B. 2,160 million, or 2.160 billion from dividend income. C. 698 million from interest income. D. 400 million from land premium. E. 120 million from cash compensation in lieu of import and excise duties on petroleum products. And F. 150 million from others, including licenses, service permits, service fees, permits and rentals. 3. Non-revenue receipt is expected to be 28 million ringgit, mainly from unclaimed deposits, overpayment recovered, and disposal of vehicles. And 4. Federal grants and reimbursement is expected to be at 627 million ringgit. Revenue contribution for this source has been increased due to the decision by the federal government to increase the interim special grant rate for Sarawak to 300 million from 16 million previously. Ordinary expenditure 2024. The 2024 state budget proposes a total ordinary expenditure of 12,363 million ringgit, 12.363 billion, of which 4,560 million, or 4.563 billion, is for operating expenditure, while 7,800 million, or 7.8 billion ringgit, is for appropriation to the development fund account to finance various development programs and projects. The operating expenditure of 4,560 million is allocated to finance the following expenses: 1. 1,067 million or 1.067 billion or 24% for personnel emoluments. 2. 1,761 million or 1.761 billion or 39% for supplies and services. 3. 1,524 million or 1.524 billion or 33% for grants and fixed payment, which includes operating grants to statutory bodies and local authorities, servicing of public debts and payments of gratuities, pensions and scholarship, including financial and welfare assistances. 407 million for procurement of assets, and 504 million for other operating expenses. The expenditure budget will always face demands that are greater than the available fiscal resources. Public spending is essential for stimulating the economy, providing public services, and financing investment that will provide public goods to support current and future growth. We need to ensure that spending is focused on productive and prioritized activities, and that programs and projects are carried out efficiently. Waste must be reduced, and much more attention will be paid to achieving value for money with the implementation of value management framework. With this, overall accountability and transparency is strengthened. Tan Sri Dr. Amar Speaker, Budget Surplus 2024, I'm pleased to inform this August House that with the projected revenue of 12,749 million or 12.749 billion ringgit and total ordinary expenditure of 12,363 million ringgit or 12.363 billion ringgit, the 2024 state budget is expected to generate a surplus of 386 million ringgit. This is the largest ever budget unveiled by the Sarawak government in history, a testimony to the success of our revenue re-engineering efforts and prudent financial management. With this, we are adopting an expansionary budget that invests heavily in infrastructures and places the well-being of the rakyat at its centerpiece. Development Expenditure 2024. The 2024 state budget provides an allocation of 9,038 million ringgit or 9.038 billion ringgit for development purposes, of which 8,915 or 8.915 billion ringgit will be funded by the state fund, while 123 million ringgit through further loan and reimbursement grant. The budget will continue to provide allocation to key sectors to accelerate economic development and eventually make the state economy prosperous, robust, and resilient. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, Strategic Thrust and Initiative. I will now highlight the strategic thrust and initiative of the 2024 state budget. Strategic thrust number 1, accelerating economic growth. Initiative 1, Development Bias Budget. The state is committed to pursue inclusive economic growth, which is attested by higher allocation budgeted for development purposes of 9,038 million ringgit as compared to 4,563 million ringgit for operating purposes next year. This represents 66% of the total proposed expenditure for 2024, meaning 66% for development. I would like to dwell on specific initiatives, programs and projects that would have a transformative impact on our economy and touching the life and livelihood of our people. Among the major projects in the 2024 budget are as follows. 1. 550 million ringgit for implementation of Project Rakyat. 2. 420 million ringgit for Google Transformation Projects RTP. 3. 200 million ringgit for regional development agencies. And 4. 260 million ringgit for minor Google projects MRP. These projects are expected to generate significant economic multipliers for the state, create additional employment prospects for the local people, and revitalize the construction and service sectors. With bigger allocation from the annual budget and other sources of funding, coupled with the continuous efforts of the government to ensure project completion and delivery, the state is expected to achieve an economic growth of between 5% and 6% next year. Strategic Thrust 2, Stimulating Regional and Google Development. Initiative 1, Ensuring Greater Urban Google Economic Integration. Balancing urban Google development and achieving sustainable urban Google integration will be the key priority to ensure balanced development as Sarawak progresses towards becoming a developed region. The focus of Google development is to uplift the well-being of the Google community and enhance the economic potential of the Google areas based on their local strengths and peculiarities. Under the 2024 budget, emphasis will continue to be given to providing basic infrastructure and services to improve Google connectivity and accessibility that will drive economic growth and development in this area. More roads, bridges, ports, water and electricity supplies, and air transport will be provided, creating economic vibrancy in the surrounding areas, improving the livability and mobility of local communities, invigorating businesses, and creating employment opportunities. Among the major projects are as follows. 1. Road and bridges projects. Road development, including bridges, have always been given priority by the Sarawak government as we strive to connect all areas in Sarawak. Under the 2024 state budget, a sum of 662 million ringgit will be provided for the implementation of various roads and bridges projects such as 1. Design and construction of inner ring road in Kuching. 2. Jalan Pakan Ulu Kota Pakan Sike Phase 3 and the replacement of 7 temporary bridges under Phase 1 to permanent RC bridges. 3. Jalan Sungai Bidut, Kampung Tutus, Kampung Sebedil, Kampung Bungan Kecil, Sibu. 4. Marudi Bridge over Batang Baram in Miri. 5. Sungai Limbang Bridge, Sungai Budut number 2 Bridge and connecting roads Limbang. And 4. Various roads and bridges project under Project Rakyat. Under the Alternative Funding Initiative, among the ongoing catalytic initiative are the construction of the coastal road network and the second trunk road projects with an estimated cost, total cost of 11 billion ringgit. Currently, the projects are at various stages of implementation. Number 2, water and electricity supply programs. Water supply. The Sarawak government has set a high priority on expanding the coverage of safe and treated water supply throughout the state. The initiative to provide reliable, efficient, resilient, safe, and sustainable water supply will continue to be intensified to achieve this objective. A sum of 156 million ringgit will be allocated in 2024 for the implementation of continuation and new water supply projects under the midterm review of the Malaysia Plan, such as 1. Pembinaan Loji Salim Fasa 3 Sibu. 2. Serian Regional Water Supply Phase 2. 3. Construction of 1.35 ml storage pond, intake weir, and some at Suai Water Treatment Plant. 4. Long Lama Water Supply Phase 3. 5. Construction of sludge treatment for Batu Kitang Plant, Kuching. And 6. Gerigat Water Supply, Kabung. In addition, a total sum of 552 million ringgit will be provided under the Alternative Funding Initiative in 2024 to continue the implementation of water supply projects, including the following. 1. Transmission main across Batang Sadong Bridge to Simunjan, pipeline replacement, relocation and extension at Sabangan and Suboyao. 2. Upgrading of Lubao Water Treatment Plant. 3. Upgrading of Bayong Water Treatment Plant. 4. Kapit Water Treatment Plant augmentation and improvement works. 5. Belaga Water Supply, Jalan Belaga Menjawah Kapit. 6. Miri Water Supply Source Development Phase 2. 7. Turusan Regional Water Treatment Plant. 8. Tinja Water Supply. And 9. Sarawak Alternative Water Supply Sawas Phase 2. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, electricity supply. To achieve the Sarawak government objective of having a well-developed power infrastructure by 2030, We will continue to ensure full coverage of electricity supply and reduce electricity interruption. This electricity supply initiative will also serve as an enabler to unlock the potential for localized economic development, especially in rural areas. An allocation of 24 million will be allocated in 2024 for the following new projects. 1. Connect Standalone Sarawak Alternative Google Electrification Scheme (SARES) to Sarawak Electricity Grid. 2. Connection of off-grid SARES and solar hybrid scheme to existing electricity grid for villages that have road accessibility and near to the grid. 3. Battery replacement and key component for standalone solar system. 4. SARES battery replacement to ensure remote inaccessible communities continue to benefit with 24-hour electricity. And 5. 33 kilovolt medium voltage covered conductor MVCC from Nagagat to Tuno. Additionally, 298 million ringgit will be provided in 2024 for the continuation projects under the Google Electrification Scheme, and another 1,600 million is required in 2024 under alternative funding for projects including 1. Google Power Supply Scheme for high voltage substation. 2. Medium voltage covered conductor MVCC overhead lines. 3. The Google Electrification Scheme RES for last mile connections. 4. Standalone off-grid Sarawak Alternative Electrification Supply SARES for remote Google communities. And 5. ALAF for newly completed premises in rural areas after Google electricity infrastructures were completed. Ports, navigational safety and riverine. Under the 2024 budget, a total sum of about 83 million ringgit will be allocated for port development, navigational safety, and other ongoing riverine projects. These include 1. Proposed vehicle yard and associated facilities at Senari Port, Kuching. 2. Port development and maintenance dredging grants to state port authorities. 3. Proposed construction and completion of Tanjung Embang Terminal Phase 1 Kuching Port. 4. Master plan study for ports. And 5. Construction of wharves, jetties, river wall, and waterfront. Ports are catalysts for economic development as they enable trade and support supply chain. The Sarawak government is committed to supporting port development for better and more efficient port services. The installation and commissioning of new queue cranes for Kuching Port Authority, costing approximately 72 million ringgit, will increase cargo handling productivity and spur growth in cargo volume. To achieve robust economic growth and boost trading activities, the state ports will continue to work with port users to improve the profitability, productivity, and overall efficiency of the logistics supply chain. Our long-term aim is for Sarawak to become a maritime transit hub given its strategic location along the Southeast Asia Regional Trading Route. Seamless transportation. The linkage between rural and urban areas will be strengthened by improving connectivity and mobility to foster greater economic integration. In order to modernize and transform urban transport, we have embarked on the implementation of Kuching Urban Transportation System KUTS project, in which the implementation of Phase 1 includes the development of 3 autonomous rapid transit lines, ART. The operation of KUTS Phase 1 will be supported by hydrogen feeder bus service to provide passengers with first and last mile connectivity. I am pleased to update this August House that we have achieved a historical milestone when the prototype ART hydrogen vehicle engineering run exercise was implemented in September 2023 at Isthmus Kuching, followed by the proof of concept POC exercise in Samarahan. The purpose of this exercise is to obtain the prototype's vehicle performance data and to showcase the ART's capabilities to the public. The cost of implementing this initiative is financed by alternative funding, and for next year, a sum of 900 million ringgit will be set aside for the project. In addition, in our effort to improve and upgrade the public transport system, a sum of 5 million ringgit will be provided in 2024 for the implementation of smart buses for Miri City to provide better connectivity and increased mobility for the people. Initiative 2, accelerating Google development. 1, Google-focused budget. We will continue to focus on developing rural areas so that our people will not be left behind. This effort is being reinforced by establishing 9 regional development agencies, which is playing a pivotal role in empowering local communities through our bottom-up approach to initiate development projects. Thus, to expand economic opportunities for the rural areas, the 2024 state budget will continue to be rural biased, whereby out of 9,038 million ringgit proposed for development expenditure estimate, 5,695 million ringgit or 5.695 billion or 63% will be for development in rural areas. 2, native land and rural development. The continuous development of rural areas is crucial in ensuring a thriving rural society. The government will continue to pursue the development of native land to sustain the income of NCR landowners. Hence, this budget provides a sum of 35 million ringgit for Sakra in the form of further loan for replanting oil palm in existing estate involving 10,500 hectares and for new planting of 6,400 hectares. The government will also continue to assist oil palm smallholders in complying with the European Union's EU European Deforestation Free Regulation EUDR policy, by implementing various strategies to promote sustainable agro-commodity production, such as Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil MSPO certification, which covers all stages of the production chain in the sector. 3. Lot Title Survey Program under Section 18. A sum of 10 million ringgit was approved under the 12th Malaysia Plan to continue issuing land title to the scheme participant. To date, 50,823 hectares involving 28,849 lots of NCR land have been involved with Sarkar's oil palm development program. The total number of participants' land issued with Section 18 stood at 18,392 lots, or 63.8%, involving 33,890 hectares, while another 4,577 lots have been surveyed and are pending issuance of land title. To accelerate the issuance of Section 18 land title, this budget allocates a sum of 2 million ringgit for the program. 4. Google ICT Digital and Human Training Program. To accelerate the adoption of smart agriculture and enhance the level of ICT literacy among our Google population, the government will continue to strengthen its capacity building programs among the farmers, agro-entrepreneurs, and the targeted Google community group. A sum of 1 million will be allocated in 2024 to further implement these programs. Initiative 3, boosting tourism sector. As the tourism sector is one of the major contributors to the state economy, we will vigorously strive to transform Sarawak as a leading destination for ecotourism and business events, driven by empowered communities to conserve heritage, culture, and biodiversity. A sum of 52 million ringgit will be allocated under this budget to Sarawak Tourism Board and Business Event Sarawak for their operation, marketing, and promotion. Overall, the 2024 budget provides 200 million ringgit for the implementation of various tourism programs and projects, which include the following. 1. The development of new tourism attractions and upgrade the existing facilities, among others, as follows. A. Sarawak Museum Campus and Heritage Trails. 2. Santubong Ecological Park and Wallace Center. C. Improvement and upgrading work to Sarawak Museum Old Building and ancillary historical building. And D. Upgrading and development of new museum in Miri and Kuching Division. 2. Strategic partnership with government agencies and tourism stakeholders to advocate and promote responsible tourism based on Sustainable Development Goals principle. 3. Explore niche market and penetrate second-tier destinations such as France, Italy, Spain, Finland, Kaohsiung and Taichung in Taiwan, and Xiamen and Chengdu in China, culminating in a dynamic alignment with Tourism Malaysia's forthcoming initiative, Visit Malaysia Year 2026, and 4. Enhance air connectivity and accessibility with other cities in the ASEAN region, such as Indonesia, Brunei, and the Philippines. Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, now attached to Strategic Thrust 3, Promoting Investment, Entrepreneurship, and SMEs. Initiative 1, Facilitating Domestic Investment and making Sarawak a preferred investment destination for foreign investors, FDI. Sarawak has been one of Malaysia's most preferred investment destinations for the manufacturing sector in past years due to our business-friendly policies, political stability, and comparative advantages. My administration is committed to creating a conducive climate for investment, to enhancing our investment policies and programs, to accelerate economic growth. The setting up of Invest Sarawak as a one-stop agency for investment will further improve the ease of doing business and facilitate both domestic direct investment DDIs and foreign direct investment FDIs. This budget will allocate 7 million ringgit to Invest Sarawak for the operation and implementation of its activities next year. To make Sarawak as an attractive investment destination and compete with our regional peers, we will be formulating a comprehensive state investment policy. We have set aside 3 million ringgit for this study, of which an amount of 1 million will be provided for next year. Initiative 2, Facilitating Business and SMEs. Small and medium enterprises is the backbone of Malaysia's economy, including Sarawak, which contribute significantly to economic growth, export, and employment. Therefore, it is crucial that we continue to support and nurture the growth of our SMEs so that their contribution can be further enhanced. The 2024 budget will continue to provide allocation for the implementation of various programs to assist the SMEs to revitalize and grow their businesses, including capacity building, product development, financial assistance, e-commerce, promotion, and marketing. These programs will also upskill our local SMEs to be more competitive and thrive in a new business landscape by embracing digitalization in their business operation. Among the major programs are as follows. 1. Scheme Kredit Mikro Sarawak and Scheme Pinjaman Industri Kecil dan Sederhana SPIK with an allocation of 6 million ringgit. For implementation of this August House, 13.9 million has been disbursed in 2023 under this initiative and has benefited 315 SMEs. 2. Special Relief Fund, Targeted Relief and Recovery Facility, TRRF, and Penjana Tourism Fund, PTF, that provides interest subsidy for 3.5 years to those eligible SMEs. The initiative has benefited 3,320 recipients with a total subsidy of 77 million ringgit. 3. Go Digital Program, with an allocation of 4.5 million ringgit, has been set aside for next year to encourage SMEs to go on board digital entrepreneurship. In 2023, 500 SMEs has benefited from this initiative with a total assistance of 5 million ringgit. 4. Small and Medium Entrepreneurs Development Program and Program Pembangunan Latihan Keusahawanan with an allocation of 2.5 million ringgit to assist entrepreneurs with technical skill to start and expand their businesses. The state is also undertaking a study to establish a master plan to enhance the competitiveness and resilience of SMEs in Sarawak, of which 3 million ringgit is provided under this budget. Initiative 3, increasing Bumiputra contractors' participation in government projects. To increase the participation of Bumiputra contractors in government projects, my administration will implement the Competitive Contractors Development Program. Under this program, at least 30% of projects with a value between 200,000 to 2.5 million ringgit will be allocated to Bumiputra contractors to be undertaken through selective tender to ensure competitive bidding. A sum of 1 million ringgit will be allocated in this budget for the program to enhance the participant technical skill and competencies. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, Strategic Thrust 4, transforming Sarawak into a competitive and resilient economy. Initiative 1, advancing industrialization agenda. As part of the strategies to transform Sarawak into a competitive and resilient economy, the government will pursue its industrialization agenda to develop a high-added industry, particularly the petrochemical industry, as one of the main drivers of growth for its manufacturing sector. The establishment of the state-owned methanol plant under Sarawak Petcom Serindian Bahad in Bintulu, and later on the ammonia plant, as well as the development of onshore gas plant, which form part of Sarawak Integrated Sour Gas Evacuation System, SISGAS, will be a catalyst to advance the state's industrialization through downstream activities of our petrochemical industry. This will transform the economic landscape of Sarawak, as well as creating employment opportunities for our people. Under the 2024 budget, the government will continue its effort to diversify the industrial sector through deepening and strengthening the value chain in oil and gas, energy-intensive, high-tech, food and shipbuilding, alongside the traditional timber-based, oil palm-based and other manufacturing activities. Industrial facilities will be further enhanced to able to meet the growing needs of the industries. Towards this end, 60 million ringgit will be provided to develop industrial park and business premises. Among the projects are expansion of the Mak Laut Industrial Park, 2 Samalaju SME Cluster, 3 Kuching High Tech Park, 4 various industrial estates such as in Sibu, Sematan, Bau and Marudi, and 4 various Anjung Usahawan projects such as in Kuala Lawas, Gedong and Limbang. Initiative 2, developing mining sector. Sarawak has various mineral resources that are very valuable and important for use in the energy and manufacturing industry. The value of mineral resources in Sarawak is estimated to be approximately 1.25 trillion ringgit, and we expect this value to increase further once the entire area of Sarawak is completed with mineral exploration and geological mapping. A total of 26 million ringgit for undertaking a geological mapping of our mineral resources has been approved under the 12 Malaysia Plan, of which 5.5 million ringgit will be allocated in 2024. Initiative 3, industrializing agro-food sector. 1. Agriculture commercialization initiative. The government has taken and will continue to undertake numerous initiatives to attract private firms, either locally or from abroad, to venture into commercial agriculture in Sarawak. To facilitate the investment for greater private sector participation in the agriculture sector, key initiatives including expanding food production areas by providing essential infrastructure in these production areas. 2. Development of agro-parks. A sum of 23 million ringgit will be allocated in 2024 to complete Package 3 of Sungai Baji Agro-Park Sarike, which is expected to commence operation by early 2024. The other agro-parks include Asajaya and Parit Bugis, which will be allocated a sum of 2.5 million ringgit. Another 4 million ringgit will be allocated for the development of essential infrastructure at Bibuling Agro Park, Batong. Recently, the government has also approved the development of new areas for agro parks, namely Gedong Samalatung Agro Park, Simanggang Agro Park, and Dalat Agro Park, of which 200,000 each will be allocated for preliminary works. In addition, a sum of 53.6 million ringgit has been set aside for the development of Lubuk Tamang Agro Park in Betong Division, of which 18 million will be required in 2024. Aquaculture Park, a sum of 5 million ringgit will be allocated to develop and upgrade Lobak Stoh Aquaculture Park in Rambungan to boost the production of shrimp products. In addition, to enhance the development of inland fisheries, a sum of 500,000 will be set aside in 2024 for the development of Aquaculture Park in Samarayang Batu, Kuching. 4. Precision Farming Park. To accelerate the development of modern farming in Sarawak, the government has approved a sum of 60 million ringgit to implement Precision Farming Park at Sungai Sebiu in Bintulu and in Kabuloh Miring. The development of this modern agriculture park is expected to commence in 2024 with an allocation of 14 million ringgit. This park is expected to attract greater involvement of youth and agropreneurs. Smart agriculture. To enhance the competitiveness and stability of the Sarawak agriculture sector, the government is actively pursuing the adoption of modern technology along the agriculture supply chain. This is in line with the government's aspiration to develop Sarawak as a technology-driven agriculture sector that will ensure food security and safety, create wealth for the agro-based and rural community, and establish Sarawak as a net food exporter by 2030. In this regard, a sum of 500,000 ringgit will be allocated in 2024 for the implementation of the Internet of Things IoT for agriculture. Similarly, a sum of 2.5 million ringgit will be provided in 2024 to intensify the mechanization and automation programs in oil palm estate to boost productivity in operation and reduce the reliance on foreign labor. Development of Sarawak Agro-Technology Park SATEC. The development of Semangok and Tarat SATEC is expected to attract more global technology-based agricultural firms toward transforming Sarawak agriculture into a technology-driven sector. This project will be allocated 3 million ringgit and 12.5 million ringgit respectively in 2024. To date, Tarat Satek has approved its first tenant, which is a joint venture project between the State Farmers Organization and a local investor to produce shallot. Assistance to smallholders, agropreneurs and farmers institution. The government will continue to support the development of farmers and smallholders in Sarawak towards raising and sustaining their income. For 2024, a sum of 20 million ringgit will be allocated to implement various crop development programs and projects, while another 5 million ringgit will be provided for inland fisheries and agriculture development programs and projects. The government, to the respective ministry and department, will continue building the knowledge and skill capacity of farmers through agricultural training, extension, mechanization and automation. A sum of 23 million ringgit is set aside for this purpose. Meanwhile, a total sum of 27 million ringgit will also be allocated in this budget to carry out livestock and veterinary programs. 8. Enhance food security. Sarawak relies heavily on the import of rice to meet local demand. In 2022, Sarawak imported 164,631 metric tons of rice, valued at 362 million ringgit. Thus, Sarawak government is making concerted effort to step up its measures to ensure food security, which include the following initiatives. To increase food production, a sum of 1.15 million ringgit will be allocated in 2024 to continue the rehabilitation and upgrading of the drainage and irrigation infrastructure at Tanjung Purun Irrigation Scheme Lulu. Another 1.5 million has been approved for Kampung Mujat, Sirian, while 3 million will be allocated to continue the development of drainage and irrigation infrastructure at Lubuk Punggur Gedong. In addition, a sum of 2 million ringgit will be allocated in 2024 to develop drainage and irrigation infrastructure at Selepong Panggil, Sri Aman Division for paddy cultivation. Sarawak is targeting to produce 240,000 tons of rice a year with the use of hybrid rice seed from Vietnam. This promising hybrid will be planted in Lubuk Punggur in Gedong, Tanjung Bidat in Sri Aman, Spauh in Betong, and Tanjung Purun in Lulu. Using the hybrid seed would encourage paddy farmers to shift their method of cultivation. Not only it can increase the input intensity, but also its gross productivity rate. Our farmers will be able to produce rice in 3 seasons per year by using this hybrid seed. We therefore would like to request the federal government to provide greater allocation for the construction and upgrading of drainage and irrigation infrastructure in these paddy planting areas. 3. The government is also actively increasing the production of cattle and buffalo to address the low self-sufficiency level SSL of beef in Sarawak through the implementation of cattle breeding program. To achieve this, the government will allocate 15 million ringgit in 2024 to acquire quality cattle breeder stock. Meanwhile, under the mid-term review of 12 Malaysia Plan, a sum of 2 million has been proposed to develop ruminant biotechnology center at Sungai Pinang, Simunjan. This initiative is expected to contribute to achieving Sarawak beef self-sufficiency level SSL target of 25% by 2030. Dr. Ahmad Speaker, Strategic Trust 5, Strengthening Human Capital and Talent Development. Initiative 1, Enhancing Quality of Education. 1. Teaching of Science and Mathematics in English language, dual language program. Sarawak is the only state that has fully implemented the teaching of science and mathematics in English under dual language program Sarawak. We will continue to improve the standard of English while providing a strong foundation in science, technology, engineering and mathematics STEM education for our students. In 2024, a sum of 1.2 million ringgit is allocated to continue this program. State-owned international school. The first state-owned international school in Sarawak has entered its second year of operation at Petrajaya, Kuching, with 178 students. The second international school, located at Mile 12, Kuching Syrian Road, is scheduled to be completed at the end of this year for full operation thereafter. Under the 2024 budget, a sum of 16 million ringgit will be provided to cover operation costs of this school. 3. Upgrade and repairs of dilapidated school. Dr. Ahmad Speaker, our effort to ensure safe and conducive teaching and learning environment continues with the redevelopment of SK Sageng and SMK Gedong in Semunjan. The government will set aside an allocation of 100 million ringgit towards the upgrading of these two schools, of which 28 million will be allocated next year. Construction is scheduled to begin in 2024 with expected completion within 2 years. Dr. Ahmad Speaker, even though education is under the federal government, we cannot let our students to study in a dilapidated environment. Because of that, for the future of our students, the state government has to come in and help the federal government because we are a responsible government. 4. Continuous professional development. The effort to upskill and reskill teachers and school leaders continue in Sarawak to ensure that they are equipped with the latest educational content and technologies in teaching. This budget provides approximately 1 million for the upskilling and reskilling non-option teachers in English, mathematics, and science. In addition, 1.3 million ringgit will be allocated towards upskilling teachers on ICT know-how to achieve the advanced level of using Raspberry Pi devices in their schools. Initiative 2, promoting employability of workforce. 1. Sarawak Career and Training Fair, SCAT Fair. The Sarawak Career and Training Fair, SCAT Fair, which was put on hold due to COVID-19, will be revived as it seeks to provide information on education and career opportunities to the public, as well as to empower youth to make more informed decisions that would enhance the employability of graduates and youth. A sum of 400,000 will be allocated for this program next year. Initiative 3, strengthening skilled workforce. Sarawak is committed to developing a digital talent pool to produce local digital talent that align with the industry needs and produce a digitally skilled workforce, laying a foundation to cater to the needs of high-growth, high-value industries. A sum of 40 million ringgit operating grant will be provided in 2024 to Center of Technology Excellence Sarawak Centec for them to provide industry-based competency training programs, with the majority being internationally certified by leading industry players in technology areas. This program includes the following. 1. Digital and green energy programs. Presently, Centec is partnering with leading companies including Huawei, SolarVest, Eon Reality, Keysight, Bosch Rexroth, Digital Marketing Institute, and KNX. 2. Advanced robotics and automation towards supporting electric vehicle EV, green energy technology, and medical robotics. 3. Electrical and electronic comprises semiconductors, enchantment, and energy transition training programs. 4. 5G, Starlink satellite, hyperscale data center, and 5. NIPA extraction and production testbed facility. Initiative 4. Providing educational assistance program. My administration will continue to provide substantial allocation for various educational assistance programs, as this is a crucial investment for the future of our children. These include the following. 1. 30 million ringgit as assistance for the repayment of PTPTN loan for Sarawakian graduates who have repaid a 30% loan repayment discount as incentive for settlement of the outstanding loan balance. To date, this incentive not given by any other state, only Sarawak. This incentive has benefited 22,900 Sarawakian graduates. 2. 35 million ringgit operating grant for University Technology Sarawak. 3. 5 million ringgit operating grant for College Laila Type. And 4. 6 million ringgit for Beasiswa Tunku Abdul Rahman. Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, we also recognize the need for us to mitigate the cost of living pressures among the low and middle income groups, especially when it comes to bearing the cost of our children's education. As a caring and responsible GPS government, I am pleased to unveil 2 key initiatives in this budget. First, book voucher of 500 ringgit per person for IPTA and IPTS Sarawak student for household with per capita income of 1,500 ringgit per month and below. This book voucher assistance is expected to benefit 35,000 university and college students. A sum of 17.5 million ringgit will be allocated for this purpose next year, which will be managed by Yayasan Sarawak. 2. Free laptop to be given to Sarawakian students who have successfully enrolled into IPTA and IPTS for household with per capita income of 1,500 per month and below. This assistance is expected to benefit 5,000 students with an allocation of 15 million ringgit in this budget. This initiative promises to empower our students with the essential technology that they need to excel in their academic pursuit. On top of that, the government will also provide funding for 3 other existing student assistance schemes under Yayasan Sarawak as follows. First, additional grant of 5 million ringgit for the free tuition program. With this additional sum, the free tuition program will receive an increase in allocation from 10 million ringgit now to 15 million ringgit. The target group will be extended to cover Form 3 to Form 5, thus expanding the number of students entitled to receive such assistance. An estimated of 58,520 students, especially from the B40 household, are expected to benefit from this initiative in 2024. The augmented program will feature complementary initiatives including motivational activities, smart learning component, fostering a comprehensive approach to academic enrichment and excellence. Second, additional grant of 2 million ringgit for the school uniform assistance program, aimed at benefiting an additional 10,000 students, bringing the total number of assisted students in 2024 to 30,000 students. This allocation helps to further mitigate the financial burden on families, enabling a broader spectrum of students to access essential school attire and supplies. This increase brings the total allocation for the school uniform assistance program to 6 million ringgit in 2024. Third, special grant of 6 million ringgit to Yayasan Sarawak to top up the existing allocation of 3 million ringgit to enhance the local scholarship program by doubling the existing assistance amount per student from 400 ringgit to 800 ringgit. This allocation aimed at addressing the rising pressures of daily expenses, ensuring that the assistance to our needy students covers essential needs such as food, stationeries, footwear, and more. Anticipated to benefit a total of 11,250 students. This progressive step again underscores the government's commitment to easing the financial strains on Sarawakian families, especially those from the low-income group. I am very hopeful, Tan Sri Pertama Speaker, that through this initiative, our students will continue to excel in their studies and help those who need a leg up in progressing to their next stage of life. Tan Sri Pertama Speaker, Strategic Thrust 6, intensifying digital transformation. Sarawak has embarked on a digital economy in 2018 to shift its dependence on a non-renewable resources energy economy. The first digital economy strategy 2018-22 was introduced in December 2017 after I was appointed as Chief Minister. The strategy comprised 47 strategic actions in 8 economic sectors and 7 enablers. Since the commencement of the digital economy agenda in 2018, Sarawak has successfully enhanced the Sarawak economic development through a transformation in several sectors, including agriculture, oil palm industry, e-commerce, finance and fintech, digital government, smart city, tourism, manufacturing and services industry. A number of high-impact projects have shown significant results, such as SP Global, formerly known as Sarawak Pay, Talent Development and Entrepreneurship Program, Digital Infrastructure, and end-to-end online government agency services. The key initiatives implemented under the digital economy agenda include the following. 1. Sarawak linking urban, Google and nation. In continuing the effort to widen the internet coverage to the whole of Sarawak, the government is exploring diverse approaches tailored to our unique topography challenges. This aimed at ensuring every Sarawakian has access to stable and reliable connectivity. A total of 1.89 billion ringgit has been allocated to support the Saluran initiative through various projects by my administration and complemented by the federal government. Additionally, the federal government, through Digital National Berhad (DNB), has allocated 1 billion ringgit for the development of 5G in Sarawak until the year 2030. Sarawak is proud to be an early adopter of 5G, with plans for 589 operational sites by 2024, covering about 60% of populated areas in Sarawak. Initiative 2, Sarawak is a hub for data centers. Experts have forecasted the global demand for data center services to increase 3 times, from USD 187 billion in 2020 to USD 517 billion in 2030. Sarawak, likewise, is expected to experience the same intensity in demand. This demand will come from the implementation of the PCDS 2030, the Sarawak Digital Economy Blueprint 2030, the growth of new technologies such as artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things IoT, immersive technologies, and the adoption of hybrid remote working in the post-pandemic era. Therefore, the government will vigorously promote the development of data centers in Sarawak, given the availability of our renewable energy. This will help to create a digital platform for us to transition towards an advanced economy. Initiative 3, delivering better services through digitalization. The development of digital and government services will ease and further simplify interaction between citizens and the government through delivering secure and trusted seamless services. Thus, a total of 26 million ringgit will be allocated in 2024 for the implementation of numerous key digital projects, which include the following. 1. License management system for Sarawak carbon capture and storage. This is Dato' Amal Tan Sri Dr. Speaker, a new initiative. 2. Integrated social management system. 3. State online foreign workers transformation approach development system. And 4. Unit Keselamatan dan Penguatkuasaan Sarawak Advanced security enforcement system. This seems to be something new also. And the federal government is looking at our technology. They may want to adopt our technology. Kenyamanan Sarawak quite advanced, Mr. Speaker. All digital government services shall be accessible through a single sign-on using Sarawak ID. Currently, more than 957,000 users are registered to access government services. Moving forward, Sarawak ID Corporate is available for corporate entities to sign on and access government online services. All government online services related to business sectors are to be enabled with Sarawak ID Corporate by 2024. The government is also introducing Sarawak Pass, which will enable every Sarawakian to have access to digital passport, allowing them to carry their credentials wherever they go and share them with any entity, be it the private or government sectors. Initiative 4, Implementation of Digital Economy Blueprint 2030. The government has formulated the Sarawak Digital Economy Blueprint 2030 to transform Sarawak from a conventional resource-based economy to a technology-driven economy and society. Under the blueprint, we will continue to accelerate the digital transformation of our economic sectors to strengthen Sarawak competitiveness, create job opportunities, produce new digital industries, as well as to develop a vibrant tech sector. Initiative 5, and this is very important in our effort toward digitalization, that is cyber security. Cyber security stands as one of the most critical components in the digital area. As our world becomes increasingly interconnected and reliant on digital technologies, protecting sensitive information, digital assets, and critical infrastructure cannot be overstated. Moving forward, the government is establishing a comprehensive cyber security team capable of providing cyber security services to both the government and private sectors. A cyber security unit will be established to spearhead the development and implementation of cyber security framework and policy. Tan Sri Dato' Mas Speaker, Strategic Trust 7, promoting environmental sustainability. Initiative 1, promoting environmental sustainability. Sarawak aspires to be globally recognized for sustainable management of tropical forests and biodiversity conservation, while enhancing the growth of the timber industry by 2030. This will help Sarawak to achieve the following outcomes. 1. Sustainable forest management and biodiversity conservation. 2. World recognition. 3. Revenue enhancement, export earnings, and rural transformation. And 4. Environmental sustainability. A total of 39 projects in the forestry sector have been identified under PCDS 2030. Of these, 21 projects have been approved under the 12 Malaysia Plan with a total ceiling of approximately 130 million ringgit. For 2024, a sum of 48 million ringgit will be allocated to implement forestry projects, among others as follows. 1. Forest Landscape Restoration, FLR program. The FLR program plays a significant role in Sarawak's environmental sustainability goal, which aims to restore ecological integrity and improve the productivity and economic value of degraded forest landscape to programs such as replanting of trees. Sarawak is targeting to plant 35 million trees under the 12th Malaysia Plan. As of August 2023, a total of about 28 million trees have been planted. For next year, a sum of 5 million ringgit will be allocated for this project. 2. Totally protected area and wildlife protection and management. Sarawak has targeted to designate 1 million hectares of Sarawak landmass as a totally protected area by 2025. As of the second quarter of this year, 2.1 million hectares have been gazetted as TPA, and that is totally protected area. These forest lands are managed to generate sustainable benefit for society through the following measures. 1. Conservation and protection of wildlife and their habitat. 2. Preservation of specific natural, geological, and physiographical features, landscape of special interest for archaeological, recreational, educational, or conservation purposes. And 3. Facilitating study and research on the biodiversity of the state. Under the 12th Malaysia Plan, 16.5 million ringgit has been approved, of which 3 million ringgit is set aside in 2024 to develop and upgrade facilities at selected TPA and 1 million ringgit for effective management and protection of TPA. 3. UNESCO World Heritage Site and UNESCO Global Geopark. We have nominated Nia National Park as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the assessment has recently been carried out by the International Council on Monument and Site, ICOMOS. Sarawak also aspires for Sarawak Delta to be a UNESCO Global Geopark by 2026. To achieve this aspiration, 4 million ringgit has been approved to implement programs and activities in the Sarawak Delta Geopark, such as public awareness and community engagement, infrastructure development and management plan. 4. Development of integrated watershed spatial master plan. We will also ensure that all land use and development are planned and implemented at the watershed level using the watershed natural hydrological boundaries. This is to enable integrated water resources management to be incorporated into government decision-making processes. The watershed spatial master plan will guide coordination and integrate land use planning and management for development, water resources, and environmental protection. The plan will specify the areas to be set aside for protection. For example, flood risk zone, riparian buffers, and others prior to other land use planning. Thus, 2 watershed spatial master plan will be developed for the watershed of Baloi and Balai, with the 12th Malaysia Plan ceiling of 3 million, of which 1.2 million will be allocated in 2024. Tan Sri Dato' Mas Speaker, Strategic Trust 8, Strengthening Social Welfare and Safety Net. Initiative 1, Enhancing Social Protection and Services. My administration is committed to continuing the social inclusivity agenda by providing targeted cradle-to-grave assistance and services. From the needs of the children, our future human capital, to the elderly, the vulnerable, and other disadvantaged groups. Under the 2024 budget, various initiatives to enhance social protection and services will be continued, among others. 1. One-Stop Early Intervention Center, OSEIC, Sarawak, with an allocation of 3 million ringgit for the continuation of the program at OSEIC Metro City and Complex Kebajikan Dalat, and for the establishment of OSEIC Miri. OSEIC emphasizes high-quality early intervention services, focusing on special needs children. 2. Early childhood institution fee subsidy of 2.5 million ringgit will be provided next year to ease the burden of parents in paying the institution fee, which will benefit 2,500 children. 3. Postnatal care assistant, bantuan ibu bersalin, BIB, with a total sum of 16 million ringgit to be made available in 2024, which will benefit about 36,000 mothers. The scheme provides 450 ringgit to every mother who gives birth to help them with their nutritional and personal care needs during confinement. Beranak saja. Ketahkan kasih. 4. Endowment Fund, EPS, of 15 million ringgit will be made available in 2024. That will benefit 15,000 children. 4. Enhancing early childhood education, with an allocation of 20 million ringgit in 2024 to cover the operating costs of Sedidik early childhood institution. Currently, Sedidik runs 100 tadika and taska throughout the state. 6. Grant Tahunan Khas GTK, Institusi Pendidikan Awal Kanak-Kanak, IPAKK, with an allocation of 14 million ringgit next year for 3,000 early childhood institutions, which will benefit more than 80,000 children in Sarawak. 7. Death Compassionate Assistance for Kanyalanggon card holders of 15 million ringgit will be made available next year for eligible KGC. 15 million ringgit will be made available next year for eligible gold card, KGC card, Kanyalang gold card holders to help ease the burden of the family to bear the cost of funeral. Maknanya dari lahir sampai mati, GPS government look after them. 8. Hemodialysis assistance for kidney patient of 4.7 million ringgit will be allocated next year to assist 260 patients to undergo treatment. And 9. Aisuri voluntary incentive with an allocation of 4.2 million ringgit in 2024 to assist eligible isteri ketua isi rumah IKIR or ketua isi rumah wanita KIRW in Sarawak to contribute to EPF voluntary contribution scheme. This is a very good scheme, Dr. Speaker. They will benefit, especially the beneficiaries. On top of that, the integrated social intervention program and community support will continue to be implemented by the government to provide access to temporary shelter for homeless and displaced persons as follows. 1. 500,000 ringgit for the setup of temporary shelter for a low-income recovery community in Kuching. 500,000 ringgit for the continuation of tempat transit Geladangan. 3. 2 million ringgit for the setting up of special needs community center SNCC, and 2 million ringgit for the setting up of the community social support center CSSC at Sri Aman, Cebu, Bintulu, Lawas and Mocha. Dato' Ahmad Speaker, Trust 9, promoting sport and youth empowerment. Youth entrepreneur development. Initiative 1. Our youth are the backbone of our nation's future. One of the programs that have been and continue to be implemented is the Youth Entrepreneur Setup, YES, where the program acts as an initial exposure to the youth in the field of entrepreneurship by sharing business information from relevant government agencies. The program also focuses on producing competent youth entrepreneurs, growing their businesses, and strengthening support system and network that can propel them forward. For this, we are allocating an amount of 2 million ringgit in the 2024 budget to support the Youth Sports and Entrepreneur Development Program. This budget reflects our commitment to nurturing talent, fostering innovation, and creating an environment conducive to entrepreneurial success. Initiative 2, High Performance Sport Development. I am pleased that Sarawak was selected and entrusted by the Malaysia Games Supreme Committee, MGSC, to host the 21st SUKMA 2024. The biennial sport event will be held throughout the 9 divisions in Sarawak. The state hosted the event in 1990 and 2016, where Sarawak bagged the title of champion and second place. Aiming to become the 21st SUKMA 2024 champion again, a sum of 69.35 million ringgit is allocated to the Sarawak State Sport Council to equip our athletes with the finest sporting equipment together with physical and mental endurance by exposing them to the latest and current sporting competition and training trends. For operational facets such as developing sport talents, sport development activities, and manning sport infrastructures, a sum of 50 million ringgit will be allocated in 2024 to Sarawak Sports Corporation SSC. With our vision to become the nation's sport powerhouse and commitment to developing and managing sport professionally in producing world-class athletes, the government, through SSC, is consistently advancing our sports landscape from the grassroots level through collaboration with schools and other sport agencies. Sport facilities development, Initiative 3. The government will also allocate 75 million ringgit for new development and refurbishment of existing sport facilities in this budget. Among the sport projects that have been approved are the High Performance Center, upgrading of Stadium Sarawak football field, and refurbishment of existing sport facilities to meet the international standard from bodies such as the International Federation of Association Football, FIFA, and the World Athletic Federation. The Sarawak Sport Village, SSV, and Cricket and Rugby Ground Petrajaya and Wushu Center are expected to be completed next year. The completion of these 3 projects will create more opportunities and allow the state to bid and host major international events such as Borneo International Game, BIG, SEA Game, Commonwealth Games, and other tournaments at the newly completed facilities. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, Trust 10, developing an innovation-based and knowledge-oriented economy. Initiative 1, promoting research and development R&D and innovation in science and technology. R&D can lead to breakthrough innovation and discoveries, which can spur economic activities, even open up new economic opportunities. We will continue to intensify our effort to promote R&D innovation as one of the key enablers in achieving our 2030 vision. 1, research and innovation activities. To further stimulate the R&D and innovation ecosystem in Sarawak, the government will continue to provide research grants to the Sarawak Research and Development Council, SRDC, this will enable further development of highly impactful, vibrant science and technology-based research and innovation with the potential prospect of commercialization. This grant targets 4 research areas: bioindustry and biomedical research, health sciences, biodiversity and environment, food and agriculture, and engineering, science and technology. A total of 15.4 million ringgit in research grant will be made available in 2024. Sarawak Infectious Disease Centre R&D activities. The Sarawak Infectious Disease Centre, SIDC, has been established to focus on research involving emerging and re-emerging infectious diseases. For 2024, 10.7 million ringgit is allocated for its development and operation. Next year, SIDC plans to launch a real-time disease surveillance program, encompassing a collaboration with local and global partners, including the U.S. National Institute for Allergy and Infectious Disease. The program's objectives include the establishment of the Disease Surveillance Consortium, DISC, the development of a disease surveillance framework, the implementation of mobile laboratory setups, and surveillance of a range of diseases such as simian malaria, rabies, tuberculosis, and others. 3. Sarawak Science Centre. The Sarawak Science Centre is being established as an educational space promoting general science and STEM subjects among our younger generation. This center also aims at enhancing scientific literacy and public awareness of global issues, encouraging students to pursue STEM-related careers. The construction of the center is expected to be completed by December 2025. For its development and future activities, the government will allocate about 33 million ringgit in 2024. Talent development in the semiconductor industry. We have set up SMD Semiconductor, a wholly owned government company specializing in designing analog and mixed signal integrated circuit or chips. It will render chip design services to world-class foundry partners such as experts in chip development and develop highly skilled talent for Sarawak in the industry. This is the future industry and we need to prepare our young people for it. The global semiconductor industry is projected to exceed $1 trillion by 2030. Growing at an annual rate of 7%. Hence, for 2024, a total of 12 million ringgit will be allocated for SMD's operation and talent development program. Biodiversity research and development. In our effort to promote research and development in application from our rich biodiversity and algae research and production facility, to demonstrate the feasibility of algae cultivation at the community level will soon be trial tested in Gedong. To implement this, 5 million has been approved under the 12th National Plan, of which 500,000 will be channeled to the Sarawak Biodiversity Centre in 2024. Overall, a total of 19 million ringgit will be allocated to Sarawak Biodiversity Centre in 2024 for its operation and various R&D projects. SEGO research. To support our ongoing R&D in developing technologies and applications, in relation to SEGO and SEGO biomass, an allocation of 23 million ringgit will be provided for Crown Research in 2024 for its operation and R&D projects. Research in tropical peatland. In continuing our effort to undertake research to manage tropical peatland in Sarawak in an environmentally sound and sustainable manner, an allocation of 6.5 million ringgit will be allocated to Sarawak Tropical Peat Research Institute in 2024 for its operation and 7 research projects. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, Trust 11, Combating Poverty and Enhance People's Well-being. Under the PCDS 2030, we aim to ensure all poor households will be alleviated from poverty by improving their household income and quality of life. This will be achieved through deliberate and conscious intervention by the government. Various ministries and agencies are currently undertaking catalytic initiatives using multidimensional approaches, focusing on developing productive and resourceful human capital, capacity building, and active involvement of low-income households in various economic activities. In order to ensure that the poverty issue is being tackled holistically and taking into consideration Sarawak's own peculiarities, the government has recently commissioned the study on poverty alleviation in Sarawak. The objectives are to do a baseline study on the incidence of poverty in Sarawak, review the effectiveness of current poverty alleviation initiative, and propose a comprehensive plan to alleviate poverty in Sarawak by 2030. A sum of 3 million ringgit will be allocated next year for the study. My administration will continuously prioritize and intensify effort to elevate the Rakyat's economic stature through the implementation of various programs and projects, which include the following. 1. Establishment of Sarawak Social Innovation Fund to improve the well-being of individuals and communities based on outcome-driven program design, product and services. I am pleased to announce that the state will allocate 10 million ringgit for the establishment of the Sarawak Social Innovation Fund, SSIF. This fund is to enable NGOs, higher learning institutions, and private companies to undertake promising community-based and private sector-driven solutions that have evidence of results or outcome in 6 priority areas, such as 1. Economic and job opportunities, 2. Healthy futures and people's well-being, 3. Youth empowerment and development, 4. Green and sustainable development, 5. Emerging technology adoption, and 6. Digital inclusivity. The fund, which is part of a whole of government approach in affecting change in our society, also aims at promoting public and private sector participation in solving socio-economic problems on sustainable, effective, and efficient manner. Empowering low-income groups in small businesses. Efforts will continue to be intensified to ensure the focus group, especially the B40 group, is provided with the opportunity to generate and increase their income. The government is implementing micro capital assistance to kick off small business, which include 1. Low-income household empowering LIFE to life program with an allocation of 3.8 million ringgit next year to assist 2,500 recipients. This program assists the vulnerable, risky, and affected group to uplift their income through small business ventures. And 2. Bantuan Ketua Isi Rumah Wanita Sarawak with an allocation of 300,000 next year. They provide cash assistance of 500 ringgit to empower 600 Sarawak women entrepreneurs. Initiative 3, providing welfare aid. The government will continue to provide cash assistance targeting the hardcore poor household, elderly, and the vulnerable children and the disabled. Under this budget, a sum of 53 million ringgit will be allocated for various assistances, including bantuan bantuan bencana, and bantuan orang kelainan upaya. Initiative 4, providing affordable housing. In our strenuous effort to provide a decent home for the rakyat, especially for the low-income group, this budget allocates 105 million ringgit for the implementation of 17 affordable housing projects in Kuching, Limbang, Miri, Betong, Mukah, and Sarike, involving 1,481 units. The industrialized building system IBS method will be used to expedite delivery of these houses. NSC 5, enhancing home ownership and affordability. Besides providing affordable houses, the government also provides financing facilities and other assistance to ensure the rakyat, especially the poor household and B40, to own house. Among the assistance are as follows. 1. Financing for affordable housing. The government has allocated 122 million ringgit for Mutiara Mortgage and Credit and Bahat Mutiara, a wholly-owned subsidiary of HDC, to address the financing problem affecting low-income group, B40, and middle-income group, M40 home buyers. As of August 2023, a total of 84 million ringgit involving 1,455 accounts have been approved, and out of this, 54 million has been disbursed to 1,052 successful applicants. Housing and Repayment Assistance Scheme. Housing and Repayment Assistance Scheme, SDRAS, provide financial assistance of 10,000 ringgit to eligible home buyers under B40 and M40 group to purchase affordable houses for housing projects sanctioned by the government. SDRAS also provides repayment assistance of 200 per month for up to 48 months. Home buyers approved with 100% loan financing from any financial institution are also eligible for repayment assistance. Under this scheme, 40 million ringgit has been assigned for this scheme, targeted to benefit 4,000 home buyers. First home buyer, rumah kedua tidak boleh. As of September 2023, 854 applications has approved, involving a sum of 7.5 million. Datuk, I want to elaborate a bit here. Our state is the only state that have the home buyer to pay deposit 10,000 ringgit free. We give them free. They don't have to pay back. Long House Loan Scheme. For 2023, the Sarawak government has allocated 50 million ringgit to implement the Long House Loan Scheme. As of July 2023, all allocations have been disbursed, which benefit 78 long houses consisting of 1,698 doors. The government will make available another 50 million ringgit for the scheme in 2024. Resettlement Scheme SPS and Village Extension Scheme SPK. The implementation of the Resettlement Scheme SPS and Village Extension Scheme reflect the priority and concern of the government towards low-income individuals who require land to build their own houses. As of August 2023, a total of 319 schemes have been provided with a provision of 41,651 residential lots. Under the 12 Malaysia Plan and Project Rakyat allocation, a total of 65 new SPS and SPK projects have been approved, which will provide 7,085 residential lots with an estimated cost of 1,134 million. That is 1.134 billion. Out of these 65 projects, 12 have been fully completed, and the remaining 53 will continue until the end of 2035. This budget will allocate a sum of 166 million ringgit for this purpose. The government has also set aside a land premium fee not exceeding 2,500 ringgit for each residential lot within the SPS and SPK, even though the cost of providing each lot falls within the range of 120,000 ringgit to 150,000 ringgit. This demonstrates the government's commitment to helping the rakyat who are in need. Urban Renewal Project. The main objective of the Urban Renewal Project is to improve the standard and quality of life of the people by providing affordable housing, well-planned settlement with basic infrastructure, recreational facilities, places of worship, and business premises. To achieve this objective, a total of 16 urban renewal projects have been approved under the 12th Master Plan with a ceiling of 601 million ringgit, out of which 122 million ringgit will be allocated in 2024 to implement various projects as follows. 1. Sand filling and infrastructure works at Kemunyang, Cebu of 60 million ringgit. 2. Sungai Badaun Housing Project, 40 million ringgit. Jepak Redevelopment Project, 13.5 million ringgit. And Tebuan Melayu and Tebuan Fuchau Redevelopment Project of 6 million. Among the projects currently being implemented and completed is Darul Hana Development Project Phase 1. Another 2 new urban renewal projects, namely Bukit Asek Development Project and Kampung Seberang Kedai Lawas Redevelopment Project have been approved under the midterm review of 12th Master Plan. As of August 2023, a total of 1,099 affordable housing units have been completed under the program. Meanwhile, 1,829 units will be built in 2024, expected to be completed by early 2026. Housing rental and repair. We will also continue to provide house rental assistance and repair of houses to improve the well-being of the rakyat through the following programs. 1. Sarawak Rental Assistance Scheme to assist the low-income group in reducing living costs and mitigating urban poverty. The Sarawak government has introduced a rental subsidy initiative through the Sarawak Rental Assistance Scheme, SRAS, with an allocation of 48 million ringgit. Under the scheme, eligible applicants will receive rental assistance of 200 ringgit a month for up to 36 months. For 2024, 6,000 households are targeted to benefit from this initiative, which involves a sum of 12 million ringgit. Program Menambahbaikan Rumah Rakyat Miskin Sarawak, MRP, PPRMS. A sum of 60 million ringgit will be provided in the 2024 budget to continue with the program to repair dilapidated houses, targeting the B40 group. The allocation is for repair works with a maximum of 15,000 ringgit per house. Since its introduction in 2018, a total of 45,666 beneficiaries have benefited from this program with an expenditure amounting to 254.3 million ringgit. Tan Sri Dato' Amar, Speaker, Trust 12, Enhancing Government Capacity and Service Delivery. Reform efforts are being undertaken to build more responsive and effective public civil service so that it is able to deal with the current and future challenges. The objective of this reform initiative are: 1. Increase capacity of government strategic human resource management and workforce planning. 2. Strengthen the recruitment system. 3. Strengthen the performance-oriented policies and performance management system and enhance the well-being of state civil service. PCDS 2030 Monitoring and Performance Management Initiative 1. Given the importance of tracking the implementation of PCDS 2030 to achieve our aspiration, a sector has been established, the Economic Planning Unit EPU Sarawak, to monitor the implementation of PCDS 2030, namely the Performance Management and Delivery Sector PMD. The performance dashboard for each PCDS 2030 sector tracks the yearly key performance indicators, KPIs, based on the PCDS 2030 objective for each of the sector. We will publish the first PCDS 2030 annual report for 2023, showcasing the key highlights and progress across the 6 economic sectors and 7 enablers. Capacity building of state civil service, Initiative 2. Restructuring of state civil service. Sarawak Civil Service SAS workforce plays a vital role in ensuring the smooth functioning of government agencies. Their function in providing efficient and quality government services would create trust and confidence among the rakyat towards the government. Recognizing the vital role of SCS as the pulse of the government, we are embarking on the transformation journey in response to rapid development in changing circumstances. The government is currently conducting a comprehensive study on SCS function and structures to restructure and transform Sarawak Civil Service. The study is expected to be completed soon, and its recommendations are to be implemented in 2024. Enhancing performance management system. The performance management system will also be enhanced based on improved evaluation criteria in line with organization performance. For this purpose, a sum of 1.5 million ringgit will be allocated in 2024 under the SCS talent management system. Capacity building of Sarawak Civil Service. Capacity building goes hand in hand with cultivating a high-performance culture. This synergy ensures that our SCS is knowledgeable, highly effective, responsive, and proactive. In this regard, we are embarking on various capacity-building programs in the SCS. These include Hadiah Latihan Dalam Khidmatan or HLDP, which allows officers to continually seek knowledge and embrace a high-performance ethos. In 2023, we have sent state officers to attend training programs at renowned higher learning institutions such as Harvard University, Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy, Oxford Center of Islamic Studies, and Melbourne Business School. We will continue to develop the talent of our CS to its fullest potential. Hence, for 2024, a sum of 20 million ringgit will be allocated for capacity building of the Sarawak Civil Service. SCS Employee Wellbeing Initiative, enhancing job performance and boosting productivity. We recognize the dedication and contribution of the SCS and pensioners in driving the state development. Therefore, ensuring their well-being and welfare is a priority and a responsibility we hold dear. I am pleased to inform this August House that we have approved several well-being initiatives this year. Among them, medical incentive at private hospital or clinics enhancement to the scheme kemudahan pinjaman kerajaan dan kemudahan perubatan untuk ibu bapa, which is especially for the parent of retired SCS personnel. In addition, we are rolling out awareness program to equip our SCS with up-to-date information and techniques to maintain their financial, physical and mental well-being. The government is also embarking on an initiative to provide a conducive working environment for SCS. Proper facilities would enable the state machinery to function more efficiently. Thus, a sum of 28 million ringgit will be set aside for the maintenance of state government buildings, including offices and quarters, and an additional sum of 360 million ringgit for the upgrading of existing government buildings and new construction. Strengthening good government. My administration will ensure the culture of integrity is always practiced at all levels of the administration. All state departments and agencies have been tasked to establish an integrity unit and make reports and improvements on the administration and governance. More SEA officers will be trained and accredited as certified integrity officers, CEIOs. To date, 164 CEIOs have been placed in various departments and agencies to assist the head of department in cultivating integrity and good governance. I would like to express my appreciation to SPRIM for giving training to our officers. The tabling of the ombudsman bill in this June sitting is also another clear testament of this government commitment to strengthen governance and ensure efficiency delivery of services to the rakyat. Dato' Ahmad Speaker, energy transition policy. Allow me for a few minutes to elaborate on this. We have initiated the drafting of energy transition policy for Sarawak. The policy aims to ensuring the state and its people have safe, clean, affordable and efficient energy that is secure and reliable. Clean energy is a critical component of the energy transition policy. Sarawak has abundant renewable energy resources such as hydropower, solar and possibly wind. These resources can be used to generate clean and affordable electricity, which can help to reduce Sarawak's reliance on fossil fuels and mitigate climate change. Thus, I have requested Sarawak Energy Berhad to come up with a renewable energy plan and expedite the implementation of renewable energy projects. Net zero strategy and carbon plan for Sarawak. Sarawak is also committed to reducing emissions and delivering its net zero target in a pro-business, pro-growth way, in line with Malaysia's commitment towards carbon neutrality as early as 2050. In doing so, the Sarawak government will allocate 2 million ringgit next year for the formulation of the Sarawak Net Zero Strategy and Carbon Plan to develop a roadmap for us to achieve a net zero target by 2050. This includes policies for the carbon market and trading that are internationally recognized. In addition to renewable energy, the Just Energy Transition Policy will promote the development of green hydrogen, bioenergy, and CCUS. These technologies can help to decarbonize Sarawak's energy sector and to achieve the state's long-term climate goals. Forest carbon activity. Malaysia is a signatory to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC. In 2022, the Sarawak government amended the Forest Ordinance 2015 to provide provision for licensing of forest carbon activity. Forest carbon activity is one of the strategies to remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through carbon sequestration and storing it within the forest. This key initiative will also create new sources of revenue for us. The Forest Department Sarawak will undertake a detailed forest carbon assessment to determine the current status of carbon stock in forested area. Thus, 1.4 million ringgit will be allocated next year to quantify forest carbon stock in Sarawak. Currently, 1 carbon study permit and 1 carbon storage license have been issued. Study on the Sarawak climate change policy and low carbon society blueprint in cities and towns. The government is undertaking a study on the Sarawak climate change policy and low carbon society blueprints covering Kuching, Miri, Sibu and Bintulu with an allocation of 1.5 million ringgit. Under the study, mitigation adaptation measures will be formulated to reduce greenhouse gas emission, enhance climate resilience. To strengthen this effort, we will be embarking on Sarawak Green Economy Policy and Action Plan study with an allocation of 3 million ringgit in 2024. The Sarawak Blue Economy Policy and Roadmap 2023-2030. The livelihood of our coastal communities is very much dependent on marine resources with more than 1,000 kilometers shoreline and rich marine resources within Sarawak continental shelf. It is believed that the coastal and marine ecosystem of Sarawak provide enormous economic potential. Recognizing the significance of these marine resources, we will develop a Sarawak Blue Economy Policy and Roadmap for the sustainable development of coastal and marine ecosystem. The SBEP promotes a holistic and participatory approach to the conservation of coastal and marine ecosystem and sustainable use and management of associated resources such as fisheries, coastal tourism, renewable energy, and marine biotechnology. Operationalization of Sarawak Sovereign Wealth Fund. The GPS government has made a momentous and forward-looking step to safeguard the economic prosperity of Sarawak with the establishment of the Sarawak Sovereign Wealth Future Fund, which is scheduled to commence operation early next year. The initial appropriation to the fund in 2024 will be at 8 billion ringgit, which is to be approved in this Dewan Negeri sitting. With this appropriation, the fund is expected to grow sustainably with no withdrawal, except in the case of critical events which might arise within this 20-year period or when the fund performs better than targeted. The Board of Guardians, comprising experts in finance, investment, and legal affairs, have been appointed and has conducted their first board meeting recently. My administration will continue to implement revenue re-engineering initiative, focusing on measures to broaden the state revenue base, as well as strengthening revenue monitoring and collection mechanism, leveraging on digitalization. For the information of this August House, we have introduced SST on timber products with effect from 1st June this year, and to date, we have collected 8 million revenue from this source. In our effort to diversify our economic base, our revenue base, we will also be introducing a bill entitled Environment Reduction and of Greenhouse Gases Emission Bill 2023 in this Undangan Negeri sitting. This bill allows the imposition of levy on carbon trading and the emission of carbon or other greenhouse gases from activities and processes by the economic sector in the state. We need to be continually innovative to find new ways of raising additional revenue to fund the cost of state administration, meeting the high expectation for development by the Rakyat, and ultimately to ensure long-term financial sustainability of the state. During the tabling of the recent 2024 federal budget, the federal allocation to Sarawak for development purposes increased from 5.6 billion to 5.8 billion. I would like to thank the federal government for this increase. However, this allocation represents only 6.4% of the total federal development budget of 90 billion for 2024. It is obviously far from enough to meet our development needs and address the imbalances between Sarawak and Peninsular Malaysia, and our federal counterpart knows this very well. Given Sarawak's significant contribution to the national economic growth, as well as the federal coffer, especially revenue from oil and gas, I therefore call upon the federal government to provide much more allocation to us in its future budget. Conclusion, Dato' Amar, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, in a nutshell, this budget helps making things a little easier for many parents, older Sarawakian, students and children by mitigating some of the costs they currently face. Our sustained investment since the last 3 years have transformed our economy and strengthened our resilience. With the continuing growth momentum, it has given our people much optimism in looking forward to the future. We are also proud of our socio-economic achievement, considering the envisaged development agenda under PCDS 2030 and the constrained fiscal space. We have carefully balanced the difficult choices in resource allocation in order to finance the highest priority that will propel Sarawak to a greater height of prosperity. I am confident we have made the right choice moving forward. By planning prudently and focusing our investment on priority areas that matter to our people, we have made considerable progress on our path to another surplus budget. Because of our thoughtful and well-crafted plan, we can do this while still delivering our plan to support families, workers, and businesses across Sarawak. We will continue. The GPS government will continue to transform Sarawak that our people can be proud of, not only today, but in the future as well. A Sarawak that continues to have a robust and strong economy. A Sarawak that has well-developed infrastructure for greater mobility and connectivity. A Sarawak that has highly trained and competent workforce for the jobs of today and tomorrow. A Sarawak that protects you and your family from adversities of life. A Sarawak that is going to be a regional hub for green energy, investment and trade. A Sarawak that has a bright future ahead for our children and grandchildren. A Sarawak that is united, harmonious, caring and progressive. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, this should be our collective vision, a common endeavor, which I believe we can achieve if we put our minds together and focus on executing the plan that we have laid out. Hence, I urge all of us, civil servants and the population, to continue working together with the government and be committed implementing the various plans and policies. At the same time, I also call upon our business community and civil society to continue giving their support to the GPS government in building a stronger and united Sarawak. We should set aside our differences beyond party politics and stand united for Sarawak. Segulai, sejalai, sejiwa, senada. We have the responsibility to protect the uniqueness of Sarawak with special multi-ethnic characters. Into Sarawak, protect Sarawak. Our GPS motto is apt in this respect. This government is committed not only to bring more development and welfare to everyone, but to safeguard our rights and protect our interests as well. Maka belajaran ini merupakan laluan kita untuk menuju masa depan yang lebih cerah, lebih makmur, lebih mampan. Bagaimanapun jalan ini tidaklah semudah yang kita jangka. Kita akan berdepan dengan ketidaktentuan ekonomi, baik di peringkat nasional maupun global. Oleh itu adalah penting semua lapisan masyarakat termasuk sektor swasta memainkan peranan mereka masing-masing untuk sama-sama melonjakkan ekonomi kita ke mercu yang lebih tinggi. Keupayaan dan kejayaan kita bersama dalam menangani cabaran getir wabak COVID-19 3 tahun lepas menunjukkan kita boleh mengatasi segala halangan walaupun sebesar pun. Inilah semangat juang anak-anak Sarawak. Agi hidup, agi ngelaban. Semangat juang ini harus kita kekalkan dalam mana kita terus berusaha untuk mempertahankan hak-hak dan kepentingan Sarawak dalam Persatuan Malaysia melalui Malaysian Agreement dan juga IGC. Oleh itu, kerajaan GPS akan terus komited untuk berjuang bagi mendapatkan kembali hak-hak Sarawak yang telah terhakis di bawah Perjanjian Malaysia 1963. Ini telah terbukti dengan beberapa kejayaan kita. Hasil rondengan dengan kerajaan persekutuan sejak zaman Allahyarham Tok Nan lagi. Yang terbaru adalah persetujuan kerajaan persekutuan untuk menyerah balik lembaga pelabuhan Bintulu kepada Sarawak. Usaha ini akan kita teruskan, termasuklah pendapatan kuasa otonomi dalam bidang pendidikan, kesihatan dan alam sekitar. Saya menyuruh agar kerajaan persekutuan mendengar dan memahami aspirasi rakyat Sarawak agar masa depan persekutuan Malaysia akan sentiasa aman dan terjamin sepanjang zaman. Saya yakin dan percaya hubungan baik dan rapat antara kerajaan GPS dengan kerajaan persekutuan sekarang akan memberi penyelesaian muktamad yang kita harapkan. Dengan ini, Tan Sri Datuk Pertama Speaker, saya memohon mencadangkan rang undang-undang ini dibaca bagi kali yang kedua.
Tan Sri Pertama Speaker, I beg to second.
Usul untuk merujuk resolusi anggaran pembelanjaan pembangunan bagi tahun 2024 kepada jawatankuasa perbekalan. Supply 2024 Bill 2023, Premier of Sarawak, Minister for Finance and New Economy.
Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, I beg to move that the following resolution be referred to the Committee of Supply, that this Dewan resolved to approve the Development Estimate 2024 is contained in Common Paper number 11 of 2023 laid on the table on 20th November 2023. As presented in Command Paper number 11 of 2023, the total development expenditure for 2034 amount to 9,038 million ringgit. Out of this amount, 8,915 million will be financed by state funds, while the balance of 123 million ringgit will be financed by federal government through reimbursable loans and grants. The sum of 9,038 million ringgit as proposed has been allocated on the basis of projected expenditure commitment and the requirements for approved development activities during the year. The proposed allocation for the major sectors are as follows. A total of 6,345 million ringgit is allocated under the economic sector for the following programs. 1. 4,993 million ringgit is for commerce and industry, such as state corporate investment, development agencies, programs and projects, state industrialization, tourism industry development and promotion, and conservation and protection of heritage collection. 2. 819 million ringgit is for transport, of which include roads, bridges, riverine infrastructure and ports, navigational safety, and various infrastructure projects under Project Layari. 356 million ringgit is for energy and public utilities, focusing on upgrading and expansion of water supply and electricity connectivity, especially to the rural areas, including a sum of 58 million ringgit to Kuching Water Board and 30 million ringgit to Cebu Water Board. 4. 148 million ringgit is for agriculture development, such as for crop research industry development, livestock, mechanization and agriculture infrastructure, veterinary services, agriculture education and promotion, inland fisheries and agriculture development. 5. 50 million ringgit is for digital economy initiative. 6. 55 million ringgit is for scientific research and development, including establishment of Sarawak Science Center and Infectious Disease Center. 7. 37 million ringgit is for feasibility studies on state development planning and policy formulation. 8. 86 million ringgit is for environment, which include forestry research and development, forest management, urban drainage and flood mitigation, as well as river and coastal engineering. And 9. 1.3 million ringgit for the development of mineral industry. B. A total of 2,290 million ringgit is allocated under social sector for the following programs. 1,545 million ringgit is for the village and community development, mainly for the implementation of various Google transformation projects, minor rural projects, urban development and residential scheme, and family development. 2. 286 million ringgit is for housing development, mainly for the various kampung redevelopment, construction of affordable houses under Housing Development Corporation and program penambahbaikan rumah miskin Sarawak PPRMS. 3. 254 million ringgit is for social authorities and for local authorities and social welfare services, which also includes urban sewerage and waste management, as well as landfill development. 4. 128 million ringgit is for education and training of our Sarawakian students. And 5. 77 million ringgit is for culture, youth and sports, which includes upgrading of various sport facilities throughout the state for SUKMA 2024. A total of 403 million ringgit is allocated under general administration sector for building of various government offices and service quarters, school, as well as implementation of government ICT project. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, I beg to move.
Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, I beg to second.
Ahli yang berhormat, the debate on the supply 2024 Bill 2023 stands adjourned until Wednesday, 22nd November 2023. With a lunch break, Dewan resumes at 2:30 p.m.